Hey everyone, it's Philka here from Night Owl Films. Welcome and thanks for tuning in. So there's a lot of talk on social media at the moment about film festivals and the awards that filmmakers put on their posters to promote the films, obviously. And I'm making this video because, yeah, I've talked about film festivals in the past, but a lot of people, a lot of young people, people my age even, seem to believe that because they've put several awards on their posters that should be recognised by everyone, and when it's not, they're kicking off about it. So here's an alternative perspective that I have personally of film festivals and why I don't necessarily bother with people who become crazed and obsessed with awards all over the posters. So with film festivals, yeah, you do get exposure with the right ones. There is that many local film festivals in the United Kingdom and indeed across the world that the local ones in your hometown, they're not going to get you any more exposure than posting your film on YouTube, quite frankly, because the local ones are run by people who aren't really any more developed in their career than people who are already submitting their films. And this is no disrespect to anyone either who has received a reward, but this is why I don't agree with them primarily. I have seen films with film awards blasted all over the posters. When I've watched the film, I've actually sat there and thought, why the hell has this received awards when it's poor quality, poor acting, poor storyline, just not the validation is so weak, it's laughable and flawed. And when I have watched these films, you think to yourself, well, what festival did that actually come from? And then when you do a bit of digging, it's just some sort of local festival in your hometown that means nothing. It's not got any actual accreditation to it, and they've submitted the film, they've received some sort of cheap tacky award, they've then put that award on the film, they've got quite a few of them possibly, they put it out there and it's, oh, my film's won all these awards. But when you actually look around and see who's handed out those awards, half the time it's people that are just, they're in the same boat as everyone else that is actually pushing to submit their own films for an award. It's garbage. When you do apply to film festivals though, if you look for the right ones, the accredited ones, they're the ones that will help you. Now, I haven't got a full list in my head that I can say off the top of my tongue, but the obvious ones: Raindance Film Festival, Sundance, Cannes Film Festival. Those are the big players leading up to the even bigger players. Then the other theory is, until you have proven yourself with the local festivals, you can't get into them. If you actually look at the rules of some of the festivals, they discredit a lot of the local festivals by basically saying, unless you have a award from these festivals here, the approved ones, we will not accept your film. And the word there, the key word is approved. Festivals that are approved, that are accredited, they are ran or judged by people who are further in the game than any of the local ones will ever be. They have proven track records, they understand filmmaking, they understand art, they understand visuals on screen, they understand sound on screen, they understand acting how it should be. They understand basically a lot more than the locals will ever bother to learn to understand. Local festivals are nothing more than a money-making scheme, in my opinion, and a lot of people I know will agree with that. The amount of money they charge, and when you see your film on the big screen inside this little local festival, yeah, it may feel good. Does it lead to anywhere 9 times out of 10? Nope. I've had a lot of actors come to me, a lot of filmmakers come to me, hey Phil, can you check my film out, it's won all these awards, and that's when I said, nope, don't want to do it. If you'd have said to me, can you watch my film? Yeah. The moment you've mentioned awards, what you are basically saying is, some local filmmaker has given you some sort of pat on the back because you've paid for it, and then you've brought it to someone else for their opinion. And because people like myself don't agree with the award being given from Dick, Tom or Harry, we then get criticised, calling us jealous, envious, the usual name calling. People need to understand that not everyone recognises film awards in the way you hope they will. If someone came to me and they said this film has won an award at Raindance or Sundance or the Cannes Film Festivals, brilliant, let me have a watch, no problem at all. When I see 20 dozen local festivals that I've never even heard of, they're not even accredited, they're just local festivals, like, you know what, you might be after validation, you might be after a trophy, you're not going to get any from me, because unless it's from the bigger players at the top, the local people, they can't really validate it any more than I can validate it, because let's be honest, until your work is the best it can be and has been accredited by people who know the business back to front, then quite frankly it's still a learning curve and you're just being milked for your money, because it's laughable the amount of posters that I'm seeing on social media at the moment, and a lot of people saying, you know, why are you plastering all your awards over it? I know a lot of people take pride in that. They want the validation, they want to feel special, superior, they want to feel like, oh, I've got 20 awards and someone else has got none. My view on it is, well, if it's good, you won't need to blast local festival awards all over it. There's one film I watched years ago, I believe it's called Five Across the Eyes. I'm going back over 10 years here, I might be wrong on that, but it was in my local Blockbuster video shop. It had all these awards, ceremony things on the video case, so I rented it, and that, I think it was a DVD actually, and I could not believe how rubbish it was. I'm not even kidding. How it had even got a distribution deal, I will never understand. And when I took it back to the video store, the lady who'd already seen it and said it was terrible, she said to me, so what did you think of it? And I said, never again. She said, unfortunately, Philip, I can't even give you a refund. And I said, no, it was my own mistake. And that's what opened my eyes. And I thought, you know what? I don't care how many awards your film has got. If it's good, that's all that matters to me. I don't need some sort of local Northeast festival where you have to pay £20 to submit your film for it to be seen by people who you 9 times out of 10 probably not going to cross paths with half the time, because they'll be doing something different to what you're doing. It's just, it's one of those mechanics that I don't personally agree with, and that's just my opinion. But I know a lot of people out there are starting to scratch their heads and thinking, well, my film's got all these local awards, why aren't you recognising that? Because local awards mean nothing really. It's local. It's not as if you've sent your film off to James Cameron or Steven Spielberg and you've, received an endorsement from them. The endorsement comes when your film is genuinely worth an appraisal. I don't endorse films through validation just because someone else wants me to rub their ego because they've already got 19 awards and they want to make the 20th award. I don't do that. Whereas if you are a genuine filmmaker who is obviously aiming for the sales, the distribution worldwide, etc., etc., you already know that the big festivals that are accredited, they are acknowledged, they are respected in a sense. They're the ones you need to get into the door for. The local ones, it's just money-making scam. I have no doubt people watching this will be saying he hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. I have literally not missed an opportunity because I've got more money in the bank because I haven't paid for something that I didn't need. I've got it for budgets for future productions instead. Thanks again for tuning in. Take it easy, people. Thank you.